Hello everybody, this is Rob, and RB&D Reviews is back, bringing some more reviews of movies that are playing in theaters, as well as those that are out on DVD. And today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that's not a superhero movie, or a prequel, or a sequel, or a special effect blockbuster. Oh my gosh. We are all gonna die! No, I'm kidding. No, today I'm going to be reviewing Owen Wilson as he explores Paris in Midnight in Paris. Okay, well, here's my review of Midnight in Paris. It stars Owen Wilson and Rachael McAdams, and it was written and directed by Woody Allen. Now, Wilson takes over the Allen persona as Gil, who is a self-described hack Hollywood writer who's trying to write a book. He is vacationing in Paris with his fiancée, played by Rachael McAdams, and Gil loves Paris, and he has a fascination with the 1920s, especially during that period when a lot of American writers were taking up residence in Paris. And one night, as he is out walking around at about midnight, a car from the 1920s takes Gil on a bunch of adventures. Now, I think Allen does a really good job at setting up the locale of Paris in the opening minutes of the film, with just images and music, and the score uses a lot of music from the 1920s, and I think that helps suggest nostalgia to get the viewers in the right mood. And I think the cinematographers did a good job with the photography. For example, in a scene where Owen Wilson and Rachael McAdams are walking around visiting Versailles, I think how it looks on screen is how it would look if I was really there. I mean, I don't think there was any special lighting done, and there were no special effects. I think Allen did that just to show us, the viewers, what it would be like if we were really there. And during the movie, I picked up some parallels between this film and some of Allen's other work and himself. For example, Gil loves Paris, so does Woody Allen. Gil does not like to show his work to other people for criticism, neither does Woody Allen. And this film kind of reminded me of his 1985 film, The Purple Rose of Cairo, which was set in the Great Depression, where a woman escapes her problems by going to the movies, just to escape from life for a little while. And here Gil walks around Paris at night, and he seems to kind of enter another world altogether to escape the problems in his life, like with his fiancée and her judgmental family. And I think all the actors here did a really good job with their roles, and I think this is definitely one of the best performances I've seen from Rachael McAdams. And Wilson does a good job at being confused at different points in the movie. For example, there's a bunch of scenes where he's walking back and forth at certain buildings. It kind of reminded me of some of the work of silent film comedians like Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton. I felt sometimes Wilson might have tried a little bit too hard to act like Woody Allen's persona, like the stuttering did not always sound genuine to me. It felt like he was just trying a little bit too hard. But the characters that Wilson meets after Midnight in Paris were all excellent, and they were very well casted. And I think they brought the characters out, the actors brought the characters out very, very well. For someone who has an interest in the past, and whether the past was much better than it is now, I really like the film a lot. The formula can be I thought got a little bit tiresome at the end, but I had a lot of fun, I laughed, and I enjoyed myself. And I definitely say to see Midnight in Paris in theaters. It opened a couple months ago in limited release, but now it's given a much wider release, so if it's playing near you, I definitely recommend checking it out. So thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments about the movie if you have seen it or about this video. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll close this video with a look at movies that are now out on DVD that we've reviewed on this channel.
Enjoyed it. I mean, I walked in there thinking it was just going to be another one of those movies about somebody that loses their identity and has problems getting people to realize who he is and convincing people who he is, but no, this was a lot better than that. I mean, there was more twists and turns, and as people kept coming into the film, it got even better. It was I mean, I wasn't really on the edge of my seat, but it kept my attention. I was excited.
Sometimes you're like, oh, come on, are you serious? But for the most part, it did keep me on the edge of my seat. You said it didn't for you. But I gotta admit, this is probably one of the best thrillers I've seen in a while. Most of them are predictable and going through the motions. This one is not quite as bad.
Now, from the trailers, this movie looked like it was just going to be another suspense thriller like another movie I recently reviewed called The Unknown, or the Jason Bourne series, which also starred Matt Damon. But I was kind of shocked to find out that this movie is more of a fantasy with some screwball comedy. Although I did enjoy this movie, I wish the film had just been a little bit more complex in the theme of the free will, and I wish that it would have challenged me. I mean, it's a nice fluffy film and all that, but I felt like the film only touched the surface and it could have gone even more into it.
I enjoyed this movie immensely. It was exciting, it was sexy, it was just the made-up battle sequences were exciting. When she fights all those things and all that, and then she gets all the rest of the girls.
I did not like this movie at all. I mean, sometimes I felt like I was watching a teen drama because they would show something going on the screen, and you'd hear these pop music behind it, and the fight scenes looked too much like video games to me. I mean, the characters, sometimes they looked like they were animated, and the camera was shaking. I thought the slow motion was overused, and I thought the fight scenes were just not
exciting. I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, all the battle sequences, that was all green screen stuff, obviously, with them just moving through it, but still, I enjoyed.
But she keeps doing the same movements over and over again. Like during Baby Doll's first fight, she does the same flips and spins, and the wise man before each fight is always making the same rousing speech. He's like, "Oh yeah,
right.
And one more thing." And then, I mean, it's repetitive.
Well, he's their leader, and plus they don't always fight the same villains every time. I mean,
yeah, but they do the same thing. After a strong opening scene, the movie turned into what I call a big-budget monogram feature or a big-budget Ed Wood film, because it is a movie that I think is more suitable for people who like to make fun of a film while watching it. The beginning featured some standard and repetitive battle scenes, and we get some laughable dialogue and some cliched stuff.